Good evening, friends. Here is your host, Esther, once again, and welcome to my channel, Zoe Speaks. Tonight, I want to talk to you briefly about God and the idea of Him. Alright? So many years ago, like many of us today, I had an idea of who God is. I had a fair knowledge about Him, and I ran with it. I ran with it with all sincerity, and honestly, it was so flawed, right? My knowledge of God was transactional, to put it that way, and also it was more or less like you do this and you get rewarded, you do that and then there's a punishment attached to it. So it was flawed until I got to a point where I had to put everything on hold. I had to stop everything I was doing, and I decided I was going to start again at the point of faith. I was going to start from the point of faith. So I mean, if you like me, when growing up, you grew up in a Christian home, in a very religious home. I was born Catholic, and hellfire was one thing that you would be introduced to very early. It's one message that you'll be told about very early. If you lie, you're stealing. If you disobey your parents, if you know you will get that message, right? And then, I mean, there was no mention much about God, except that He was like a disciplinarian, more or less like a punisher, right? We came to this world to do some assignments, and if we do it well, we'll get accolades. If we do it badly, we'll get punished. And I lived all my life, or a good part of it, a good number of years, just believing that and trying every day not to be among those that will be punished. More like Santa Claus coming with a naughty list. Okay, so I had to stop everything I was doing, going to church, whatever it was that I was practicing at the time, so I could, start learning about God afresh. Believing Him, believing what He would say to me by Himself through His Word, right? No more about the punishment and reward part, but more like just wanting to know what this whole thing about God was. And that was when I began to really get to know the person of God. I left the idea of Him and I caught the real thing. Now, if you really want to know more about this, meet me on the next video, and then we're talking about God, our Father. See you next video. Bye.